One of the questions that's popped up more than once is whether it is legally enforceable for a restaurant to charge you a service charge, whether that's 10%, 15%, 20%, or whatever it is. Can they make you pay this service charge irrespective of whether you've agreed to it or not? And the short answer, as it often is, it depends. So bear with me and I'll explain. So welcome back, I'm the Black Belt Barrister, helping you to understand law and responding to some of your questions that you leave in these comments. So whether or not this service charge is enforceable as a term of the contract depends on a number of things. First of all, it depends on whether that was brought to your attention in the first place. Because if, let's say, you are made to pay 20% of the overall bill, then that's quite an onerous term. So it would have to be brought to your attention for it to be enforceable. If it's not brought to your attention, then it would most likely be an unfair term in which it's not enforceable. The restaurants usually do this by putting it on the menu, putting it up on signs, or telling you about it in advance, or things like this. If they want to enforce this as a service charge, it will be on the menu. And a court is likely, depending on the size of the text and the position of this warning or label or notice that you're going to pay this service charge, the court is likely to uphold it as a term of the contract if it was sufficiently clear and not overly excessive. So obviously something like 50% or 80% is almost certainly going to be unfair, regardless of whether it was brought to your attention or not. Whereas 15-20% is probably much more reasonable, so long as it's brought to your attention before you order the food or before you agree to sit down and continue with the meal. Now, in some cases where you've pre-booked a table or pre-booked a menu, so you're not actually looking at a menu and you're just turning up at the restaurant, perhaps you're being served Christmas dinner or things like this, then again, it has to be brought to your attention that there is a service charge within what you are paying. So if you've prepaid, but then there is an additional service charge to pay afterwards, it would still need to be brought to your attention beforehand or in some prominent form before you agree and actually sit down to continue and eat the food. Now, most places obviously leave it to you to decide how much and whether or not to tip at all, but this is the broad answer to this question, so I hope that satisfies anyone who had that question, and now you will be able to adapt what I've said to the particular circumstances, but of course, as always, it cannot be taken as legal advice. So please like the video if you like these quick responses. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching. And if you'd like your questions to be answered in a future video, you'll see a join button below where you can join membership to my channel, and your comments will then stand out from the other thousands of comments, and your question might find its way to another video.